Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Dr. Nasir Shaikh Show. I'm your host, Dr. Nasir, and what's on tap for today? Well, folks, you're going to see Ana Kasparian get fired. Up on live TV by Cenk Uygur. The Young Turks, folks. It's a debate between Ana and Cenk, and you're going to get to see Ana get fired upon by Cenk Uygur. Let's get to the video clip right now. This is part one, folks. You got to see this. It is absolutely incredible. Let's go to the tape right now.
While discussing the possibility of Donald Trump getting indicted and arrested for the hush money payments that were given to Stormy Daniels in the lead up to the 2016 presidential election, Jake and I got into a debate about the Republican voters. And I want to be clear about a distinction here. We're talking about ordinary Republican voters, ordinary people, versus actual powerful Republicans in office or powerful Republicans in the media. That's where he and I
talking about flyover country, folks, right? All the people in flyover country, the people that were forgotten by the Democrats, but were not forgotten by President Trump. That's who Ana Kasparian seems to be talking about, right? She's defending flyover country. Wow. I guess she is a progressive.
I seem to have a little bit of a disagreement, right? Because I think you should probably back off of ordinary people and focus most of the energy, if not all of your energy, on power structures and the elite. With that said, Jake made a statement that, yes, triggered me yesterday, and I'll explain why. First, let's watch it.
Most Republicans agree with Mike Lindell when he says if you arrest them, Trump is more likely to win.
Yeah.
You know why? Republican voters like criminals. And
No.
Oh, you mean sort of like Cenk Uygur? You mean like Democratic voters, like the criminal family, like the Bidens, right? Like the Clintons? How many criminals can you name off the top of your head on the Democratic side? I mean, the list goes on and on and on. How many do you want to do? Alvin Bragg, criminal. Kamala Harris, criminal. Nancy Pelosi, criminal. I mean by criminal activities that these people have done to enrich themselves. They might have done it within maybe skirting within letter of the law, but the criminal family, the Clintons, come on now. The Biden family with all their ties to Russia and to China and everything else going on. And you're basically saying that the Republican voters, they like criminals. That's why they got Donald Trump. Never been charged, never been indicted with anything yet at all. But they just love criminals. Thanks, Cenk Uygur.
I don't think that's what it is. Like, come on, just be fair, Jake. It's not because they love, because you're being ridiculous. No, you're not being fair. You're being purposely inflammatory and ridiculous. No, they'll see Trump as like
Ana going straight after Cenk Uygur. Yeah, go Ana, go baby, go.
Like some sort of victim, right?
Yes.
As someone who's being targeted politically, poor guy, we got to stick up for him. So I want to explain my reaction to it real quick because I've just been less and less interested in hyperbole and generalizations, right? Like for me, there's two things happening. Number one, I have an issue strategically with doing that because I know full well what the media ecosystem looks like. I know how people get radicalized and propagandized based on the filter bubbles they exist in. And when you think about how the system is set up in this country, both politically and media-wise, it is easy for people to fall down this rabbit hole of right-wing radicalization because if you're just watching Fox News, if you're just
there's no rabbit hole of just radicalized left-wing news, right? There's no rabbit hole in which MSNBC falls into, no rabbit hole in which CBS, ABC, NBC fall into, no rabbit hole that the other alphabet networks, fall into in terms of leftist radicalization. No, it's just a rabbit hole of right-wing radicalization from Fox News. Thanks, Ana. We really believe that.
Watching OAN, all you're hearing day in and day out is the worst twisted perspective on the left, on the Biden administration, on social spending, on all the issues that we care about, right? In fact, one of the things that I've noticed is the right wing loves to tell right wing voters, oh, the left, they're just full of elitists. They think you're trash. They think they're better than you. And then they'll come across content where we'll say disparaging things about them, we'll put them down. And I think that that is playing right into right-wing media's trap. And I have an issue with that as well.
And the left-wing media doesn't do the exact same thing. They don't basically call them out for their religious views, the people on the right. They don't call them out on their cultural views. They don't call them out for being bigots and racists and homophobes and transphobes and Islamophobes and Jewish phobes and Hindu phobes and all kind of religious phobes. No, the left-wing press, the left-wing media, they don't do any of that kind of stuff, do they? No, of course they don't.
Okay, so obviously I have a lot to say, but let me start with this. First of all, the reason why I say the right wing loves criminals in the context of always defending Donald Trump's crimes, let alone the crimes of many, many other Republicans, right, is because they generally have a concept of the rule of law is for you, but I don't want any rules or laws binding me. I'm interested in power. I'm not interested in justice. I think there is a difference between the right and the left. I think the left has a more expansive view of who equality and justice should apply to, which is everybody. And the right thinks, no, I want equality and justice for me and people inside my wagons. I don't really want it for you. So I think there is a difference. And I think that
right there, Cenk the Jenk just tells you right exactly where he's at. No truth at all. These progressive, they just think they're telling you the truth, folks. They're just all shysters. Every single one of this is all bull crap. It's from both sides. At least I would say yes. That's coming from both. You want power. The Republican, the establishment, the elite, they want as much power, as much fame, fortune, whatever they can get once they get their hands on their grubby little paws on the Washington D.C. infrastructure. It's the people on the right, the elitists and the establishment. It's the people on the left. Rules for thee, right? But not for we. It goes for both. But Cenk the Jenk is not going to tell you the truth. That's one of the reasons why I called them the Young Turks, not the Young Turks. They just don't tell you the whole thing. They conveniently hide the facts. You have to be smart enough to realize that these people are just pushing the same narrative, the same propaganda as the left is doing.
it's important that there are warriors on our side, because in my lifetime, all I've ever had is pathetic weakling Democrats who never fight back against endless assault by the right wing. The right wing assaults, and then our guys come in and go, oh, sorry, but we love Republican voters. So I don't want that. I don't want that at all. We've got to fight for you. At the same time, of course, Anna's not wrong in saying we have to come together somehow. And the cultural wars, which she talks about all the time, cultural wars are a distraction.
No, and it's intentionally meant to divide us, and
it is.
That has happened.
So how do you fix that riddle? And that's the conversation, which is that you have to fight back against the other side. But if you do it so much, well, then you're never going to get to actually fight the real bad guys, who are the guys up top who are getting us to fight while they're robbing the place blind.
Okay, so where I draw a line, or the distinction, is the culture wars are waged by the powerful, right? It's a form of manipulation. It's a way to keep us divided, to control us, and to aid and abet, their corporate donors in essentially redistributing wealth, continuing to redistribute wealth from the bottom to the top. The thing is, you talk about warriors, like I want warriors. I'm sick of these mealy-mouthed Democrats. I hear you on that. But we should be warriors against the power structure. We should be warriors against the propagandists in right-wing media, right? Those who actually have the power. I think that we make the mistake of assuming.
So what about the propagandists on the left? You keep talking about the right, Anna. You know what it is? It seems like you want to come over to our side, or you want to basically, thread that needle. But you're only talking, again, from one side. It's being a progressive. You're basically saying it's all from the right. Are you blind? We got Lucy, we got some mansplain to do, Anna. Got a mansplain this thing to you? You can't thread the needle. Be even-handed on both sides. It's coming down, as I said before, the establishment, the elites on the right, and on the left.
That every single right-wing voter who defends Trump knows that Trump engaged in criminality, but they don't care. Now, are there some Republican voters who think like that? I'm sure, of course. Do I think every single Republican voter falls in that camp? No, I don't. Just based on the misinformation that they are fed intentionally by right-wing media every single day, right?
Yeah.
And they hear nothing else. They hear no other perspective other than whatever exists in that right-wing ecosystem.
So is propaganda?
They're not hearing that propaganda coming from the right, you fools. God, you guys are so freaking gullible. It's unbelievable. Again, like when I talk about the view, the cackling hens of the rear view, when you add up their IQ, it would still fall short of 0 when you put all 5 or 6 ladies up there. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Are we going to add up the IQ of these two in the same thing? It hardly comes up to 0. I mean, come on, guys. What the hell are you talking about? You think that the people that you were calling, okay, the average ordinary voter on the right, the Republican voter, you think that they're hearing this stuff that's firing them up from the right wing? Are you freaking kidding me? They're hearing it from the people on the left. 99% of the media, the social media, the alphabet networks, the media mafia cartel, the cabal, it's all leftist. That's where we're hearing it from. They're not hearing it from Fox News, the right. All Fox News basically is doing is saying, hey, look, here's what the left is saying. It's like libs of TikTok. All libs of TikTok is saying, hey, look, we didn't make this thing up. Look, this is the left doing it. These are these weirdos that are doing this crap. This is what's going on. It's not the right that's firing us up. It's the left that's doing it.
An enormous part of the answer. Of course, there's no question about it. Are there good guys on the Republican side who have been misled by a number of factors? One is right-wing media. Oh my God, do you know what they're doing to the M&Ms? You should be really angry. Oh, trans athletes in schools, there's 12 of them. You should be really angry, right? So that is an enormous factor. In fact, that's the number one factor. And there are plenty of people that I know who, unfortunately, humans are super open to influence, okay? I've told you a couple of times, my uncle voted for Trump, even though Trump was talking about banning Muslim immigrants from the country when he's a Muslim immigrant, right? So propaganda is a hell of a drug. And my uncle's not.
You got to understand this here, Cenk the Jank. You got to understand. It's banning Muslims that are terrorists. We're second generation American Muslims here ourselves. All right? And you're talking about, Trump was banned. You know what? You guys twist every freaking thing. So in other words, you're basically saying that your uncle is a stupid moronic idiot. He can't tell, he can't decipher the difference. But he needs you, Cenk the Cenk Uygur. He needs you to tell him what Trump was doing, what Trump was thinking, what the policies were about. Your uncle can't figure it out for himself unless Cenk the Jank goes out there basically and tells him exactly how he should think, how he should vote, how he should look at a policy. Unfreaking believable. Absolutely unfreaking believable. Anyways, folks, this was just part 1 of this debate. We're going to have part 2 coming up. I think we split this into 3 or 4 parts, so check it out. Look for it on YouTube. And if you haven't done so, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, like, share, and follow us. Put your comments below because you've been watching the Dr. Nasir Shaikh Show. I've been your host. My name is Dr. Nasir, and I'll leave you with my final thought, which is when you're right, and when you're left, you're wrong. We'll see you again next time, folks. Take care and stay safe.